Yes, sir. We back at it again. What's going on, boss man? Sorry about that.
Hey, it's all good, man. I understand. This life has been crazy.
Yeah, it has, man. Um, it's just crazy what's been going on in this world, man.
Hey, man.
And it's sad, man.
Eh, It's the world is you gotta be strong to survive it. I'll just say it that way.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt. Other than that, my man, how you been, man? How's everything?
Um, enjoying life, trying to spend as much time with my son and family as much as I can. You know, um, we all gotta go sometime. I'm just hoping my time ain't real soon. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
the best I can on that front.
Oh yeah, man. I know you guys had a great clip that you guys wanted to touch on last week that we need to kind of address and get on topic. So I just want to let everybody know this here is for educational purposes only. The reason why we do this is to inform you. We want to inform you what's going on out here, why it's going on, how it's going on, and how to protect yourself. How to, you know, be equipped with the knowledge that you need to have your everything in order. So when you have these altercations, when you have these dealings with these people, that you're able to conduct yourself correctly. And if you do need legal advice, we do suggest that you get that legal advice that you need, but also knowing the way to go about it is going to be very important, and for you and your family. And we just want to make it home, man. So that's why we do this. Hidden
All
Blacks
we want
Law.
to do, yeah, all we want to do is just make it home. Make sure that you get to spend another day with your family, not because of somebody else decisions. You can't have another man decide for you what's going to happen for you.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So
So
I believe we waiting for Plain Sight. If he comes, we're gonna keep it going though, you guys, because we don't want to keep not giving y'all this daily dose, this Tuesday daily dose of this high class information, man, that just needs to be talked about, needs to be spoken about, needs to be put into our community, so that again we can make it home, man.
yeah, we have this video clip of edited. We want to highlight an edited video clip of Elijah McCain. Um, he's a young man. He's about 20. Um, from everyone who has said anything about him, he's just a great man. Period. He to like the animal shelters and play music for the little sheltered animals there. Cats and dogs and stuff. Like no one else does that. I've never heard of anybody else even taking that to make sure that even the loneliest of us all get taken care of at some point. So it's a little heart wrenching to say the least for me, um, and I know a lot of other people. But these things must be shown in order for us to highlight and look at the specifics of why these things happen and how we can make sure that these do not happen to us and our family members. Like I said, like we both said, the main thing is going home. The main thing is going home. So if you want to go ahead and Bach, get to that clip.
All right. Yeah, let me run that for him real quick. My man.
911, what is the address of the emergency?
There's a guy. He's walking south on Billings Street. And he has a mask on.
Okay.
And then when I pass by him, he puts his hands up and does all these kinds of signs. I don't know. He looks sketchy. He might be a good person or a bad person.
Yeah.
But he has a mask on.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to put a call in so officers can go see what's going on, okay? Were any weapons involved or mentioned?
No.
Okay. I already have a call in. Okay, I need to get his full description. What race is he?
I think he's a black male.
Okay. How old does he look? I know he's wearing a mask.
I have no clue.
Okay, what color is the mask or what does it look like?
Black.
Black mask?
He's like a gas station on Billings Street on Fairfax now.
Okay. Is it like a ski mask or what type of mask is it?
Yeah, like a ski mask.
Give me one moment. I'm just adding notes. Are you or anyone else in danger right now?
No.
Okay. We have this call in, sir. Don't approach that person and do not disturb anything at the scene. We are going to have officers dispatched to check the area and try and locate him, okay?
Fine.
Okay. Thank you. Call us back immediately if anything changes.
Okay, well.
Thank you.
Do me a favor, stop right there. Hey, stop right there. Stop. 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 I have a right to stop you because you're being suspicious.
Well, okay.
Turn around.
No,
Turn around.
actually, your hands
Turn around. Stop. Stop tensing up, dude. Stop tensing up, bro. Stop tensing up.
Let go of me.
Stop tensing up. Stop tensing up.
No, let go of me.
Stop tensing up.
No, I am an introvert.
Stop
Please respect
tensing
the
up.
boundaries that I am speaking.
Stop tensing up.
Stop.
Relax.
Stop. I'm going home.
Relax or I'm going to have to change this situation. Stop.
Leave me alone.
Stop.
Can you please?
No,
Cooperate,
can you
right?
leave me alone?
No, we're gonna
First off,
talk to
you guys started to arrest me, and I was stopping my music to listen. Now let go of me.
Let's get over to grass.
Lay you down. Understand? Take my time. Let go of me.
Stop.
Let go of me. No, let go of me.
Chill out.
No, I am an introvert. The boundaries that I am speaking.
Stop.
Stop.
Relax.
Stop. Hold.
Relax or I'm going to have to
Leave
change
me
this
alone.
situation, dude.
Leave me alone.
Sir, can you please?
Can you leave me alone?
No, we're gonna talk to
You guys
you.
started to arrest me, and I was stopping my music to listen. Now let go of me. Yeah, look. Lay down.
You guys.
I intend to take my power back, and I intend to be
Come on with me, okay?
centered. I intend to be centered.
Just grab your gun, dude.
Stop, dude.
Give us more. Give us some more units. We're fighting them.
Stop, dude. Yeah, Stop, dude. Yeah, we got his arms. We got his arms? Yep, we got his arms. Okay. Yep. Not yet. Get off the chest. Relax. Just relax. 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 All right, bring that arm back. Give him a couple. Got his arm back. Where's his other hand? I got it here. It's in a bar hammer. Okay. Stop. Stop. Okay. Stop. Oh, it was Elijah McClain. What's up? He's carotid. That's why I was going. I was just going home. Why? I'm an introvert and I'm different. I heard some snoring. I just don't like going home. I'm just different. I'm just different. That's all. That's all I was doing.
It was actually Rosenberg.
I'm so sorry.
You're done, dude.
I have no gun.
That's why I tried prodding him.
I don't do that stuff. I don't do any fighting.
Other units that are not here.
Why
Maybe
were
slow
you
it down a
telling
little
me?
bit.
I don't do guns. I don't even kill flies. I don't eat meat. I'm not a vegetarian. I don't judge people
No, I mean,
for
we
anything.
start walking away.
I try to
When
live a secret
we showed him up,
and all life,
he was wearing a ski
and I
mask.
respect all life.
Walking, so I mean, that's on.
Forgive me.
Yeah.
All I was trying to do was become better.
We started
Well,
it because he reached
It
for
was
Rosie's
like
gun,
Nikola Tesla.
and we had him on the wall. All right.
And I'll do it. I'll do it.
All right, what do you
There's
guys
no
think?
other suspicious. Can you
Nobody
put my
else
camera
better.
on?
My
Right here in the
camera
grass right here.
To help all life, I will do it.
Okay.
One of you guys.
I don't know. Stop.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to do that. I can't breathe correctly because.
Move your camera, dude. Move your camera, dude. It was recording. I just shut it off because it's split in half. So something fell out right here on the grass, but I don't know what it was. It probably looks like.
Got to throw up, dude?
Yeah.
Throw up right there, okay? Don't throw up on me, though.
We got fire coming, right?
Yeah. I call him when he first went out.
And I don't think he went out, dude.
He like halfway, I think. But hey, dude, relax.
I think he's trying to puke.
Oh, okay. Get it out, dude. Thanks, bro. Get it out.
You need to swap out so you can take care of that?
Nah, I'm good.
No, we got called to a suspo. He was out here walking around with a ski mask on.
So y'all need the cell phone picked up?
Probably just bring
yeah.
it over by him, dude. And then we contacted him, Green. He's wearing a ski mask. He started to kind of like walk away from us, so these two wrap him up. And then in the midst of them wrapping him up, pushing him against the wall right here, he reached for Rosie's gun, dude. So,
So he's walking away from us, and he did this thing. We're like, hey, dude, this is not a big deal. Just relax. And we sat there for a good 30 seconds just trying to calm down. We're like, dude, hey, not a big deal. We need to talk to you. And then he kept doing this, and he kept saying things that didn't make any sense. And then I'm like, hey, bring him over the grass. So if we do have to take him down, we can take him down the grass, not because we're right here by the rocks. And then he starts going even crazier. So we get him cornered against the wall.
what's he doing when he's acting crazy?
He's like saying stuff, and he's holding his arms in, and he's like, I don't remember exactly what he was saying right now, but just acting really strange.
Randy, you needed relief, buddy? Randy, you needed relief? No, I'm good. I'm just going to pat him down. Make sure
And then over there, Brody tells me to try to grab my gun. So we pull him down.
while he's
Yeah, so he pulls his arm free and comes out. And I don't remember feeling it because I was focused on him. But he said, you're trying to grab a gun. So I'm like, okay. So he comes down and, yeah. Go from there.
If one of you guys would mind contacting the RP and see what the story was on the front end, that'd be great. All right?
Sure.
So he was just walking around. He said he didn't threaten him or anything.
And he had a mask on. I know that. Yeah.
And then he was like throwing his hands up, but he said he didn't feel threatened or anything. He just thought it was weird.
Okay.
I've still got him on the phone if you want to ask him anything.
No,
else,
I
but
just
that was
wanted to
about
get the front end. The best he could explain what was going on and why we got called.
Okay.
And if there was anything criminal, but doesn't look like there
It
was.
doesn't sound like it.
Okay.
I'll get some more details.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Do we have
I'm not
anything other than him being
I
suspicious?
don't
No.
judge people.
No. I mean, I
tried to
we
stop him,
start walking away. Yeah, Cruiser 26, we need to slow everybody down. We're okay over here. When we showed him up,
And all life,
he was wearing a ski
and I
mask.
respect all
Yeah,
life.
You're good.
Don't
Share
get
it.
up, dude. It's not going to be good for you. I'm telling you right now.
If you keep messing around, I'm gonna bring my dog out. He's gonna dog bite you. You understand me? Keep messing around.
I think we're okay for here. I appreciate it. At least once.
Okay.
Stop, dude.
Well, chill out. You've already been told several times to stop.
I can't fix myself. Ow.
Just leave him there until the ambulance gets here. We'll just put him down to the
He's definitely on something.
But we put him out with a carotid twice.
Okay.
At least once successfully.
Okay.
So stop messing around, man.
Still out.
Well, we'll just leave him.
You've already been told several times to stop.
He attacked him. Rosenblatt, he ended up trying to put a carotid on the guy. And actually,
Well, stop fighting us.
Was able to put the carotid on him and put him out. They were able to get him out of handcuffs. We're still struggling with him. I have fire on scene, and that's where we're at. I just want to let you know today.
I can't fix myself. Ow! We'll just leave him there until the ambulance gets here, and then we'll just put him down.
Make sure he can breathe. Keep it to the side.
He can breathe.
Okay, all right.
I just have his arm.
I understand.
behind
I
his back.
understand. Don't move your feet. No, don't do that. Hey, I know you're busy, but I need to let you know that
Stop.
we had a suspicious call over here on Billings. Guy's got a mask on his face, acting kind of weird. Nothing really criminal. My officers go to make contact with him. He starts acting crazy. They tried to go hands on with him. He attacked them. Rosenblatt, he ended up trying to put a carotid on the guy. And actually, Woodward actually was able to put the carotid on him and put him out. They were able to get him under handcuffs. We're still struggling with him. I have fire on scene, and that's where we're at. I just want to let you know, yeah, we did actually apply the carotid tonight. So.
You might stick in your head in that ambulance. Make
So I got his arm. Just keep your hands. Just drive your knuckles right there. You don't have to put pressure until he moves. All right.
So we got 500 to ketamine.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you.
Extension 5/2020.
Okay. All right.
Just drive it right behind his ear if he fights. All right.
We'll give that a minute or two, see if that works. And once it is, we'll go ahead. If you guys are okay with it, we'll uncuff him. We'll go up with the right arm, down with the left, and we'll just straighten everything. We'll give that a minute or two.
All right.
I think like we have more than the amount of people that we need.
Oh yeah, easily.
Dale, he's out.
Okay. Good.
Dave Woodyard.
Yeah.
Let me grab this. I got it.
Back, I want to go up, straight up.
Kind of includes me now. So, yeah. So, Rachel. So there's a pretty good chance we're going to MJC. He just scored.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Okay. So sit tight.
All right.
Great.
Great.
Yeah, I think you guys are done talking.
Now it's
How do we do it?
everybody that's here, or just
Well, you're going to be a witness, so yeah. And
Got it.
okay, yeah, for you guys. Okay, so hold tight. I need you guys to be separate because we're probably going to MCU. Okay.
tough.
And it's Mark.
That was horrific. Holy crap.
Yeah. That his voice actually, the reason I wanted to release is his voice actually has, I hear his voice in my head like almost every day, simply because all he wanted to do was go home. He didn't do nothing wrong. He was just a guy walking down the street, kid walking down the street. They didn't do nothing. The mask, because it was cold outside, which people usually do when it's cold outside.
Pandemic.
Yeah.
Or was that when they put this video out?
That's when they put the video out, but it's like right before, so it's not even. That's neither here nor there. You know, it's the. So let's go with the pandemic. Let's even talk about that. So all of our lives, as well as all our lives, they've told us, "Oh, if you're a mask on, you got a mask on you."
Yo, you still with us? Google. That joint just went out.
Yeah.
There you go.
Almost.
But
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna tap back in. Damn. Man. Shit, that hurt, bro.
Man, yeah, that train is soul crushing for real.
Yeah, nah, it's all good, homie. Yeah, what were you saying now?
It's crazy because even with the mask, all of our lives, they told us that, you know, wearing a mask makes you a criminal, right? Some people who wear masks are bad people just because they wear a mask. Now all of a sudden, well, you have to wear a mask. You know, they try to mandatory for everyone to wear masks because masks are good now. Because masks don't determine whether you're good or bad anymore. They just determine, you know, whether you're trying to stay safe or whether you know it's part of your religion now. All of a sudden, you know, never before, you know. But it's because that voice is in my head for like so long. It's not even funny. Ever since I heard it, because all he want to do is go home, and I can imagine because I have a son. I have a son, you know, trying home and not being allowed to, and not being able to make it simply somebody else wanted that not to happen. Not because he did anything wrong, just because he was on the street alive as a black man.
That's crazy, man. Nah, that right there, bro. When I say that hurt, they didn't know if he was allergic to any medications, no nothing. They had no idea, nothing about this dude. They didn't know. And they still shot this man up with more of a dose than he actually needed. Even with the process on how to dose the medication wasn't even handled properly. And these are medics. These are medics doing this. So what training do they have?
They sent him the dose they gave him was twice the normal. You're supposed to give it over time period of 60 seconds. A whole minute. You're supposed to take a whole minute to dose the person once you're doing it. The ketamine shot. And in fact, with random, you're supposed to do that only when absolutely necessary. It's not just because you feel like it. It's only when absolutely necessary. When another person, another subject that you're trying to subdue is completely out of your reach of control, is when you do that. They give him twice the dose in 5 seconds. Something that's supposed to take 60 seconds, 60 seconds to administer. They took 5 seconds and administered twice the dose.
That's crazy, man.
So,
like that hurt. That hurt. And the guy's telling him, hey, listen, Elijah McClain is literally telling him, hey, look, I'm different. I know I'm different. You know, hold on. Like, don't, like, didn't ask, hey, how you doing? I'm sorry, we got a call about suspicious person walking down the street. They gave us your description. Just want to make sure everything is okay. Are you in any distress or anything like that? Hey, no, I'm just trying to go home. Oh, okay, well, where are you coming from? Nothing. Got out the car. Hey, stop now. Grabs him from there. And then at this point, you know, everything that's gone on in the community already, people have a natural reluctance to work with any police officer because they see how it's being done. Didn't give him no courtesy, no nothing, just got out, rushed him, and attacked him and killed that man. From him, I felt he couldn't breathe from talking. I can hear, you know how someone sounds when they're being choked, or that's how it was. That's how it sounded the entire time he was there. Then he threw up. So you know that's not right.
Man, so there's so much to unpack in that. That's why we wanted to especially because you have the American Skin movie that came out, right? When kids just trying, you know, videotape, right?
Yeah. Shot
in the back, you know, it's a great movie. Simply because it highlights what the everyday life is like. You even hear in a movie his father tell him, those laws never written for us. They don't treat us with those same kind of respect that they say the law is supposed to be. The law for us is not their law. Their law does not include us, and it includes them and them only. So anytime you hear someone else talk about the law says this and law says that, they are not talking about law says that for you. Right. And I'm sorry, if I'm going a little long, but just bear with me for 1 second.
You got it.
The carotid artery, as a Marine, I know the carotid artery choke, right? If you hold it for 15 seconds, if you done it'll kill you, right? It's to cut off the oxygen to the brain.
Wow.
It's cut off oxygen to the brain. So when you do the carotid artery choke, it cuts off oxygen to the brain. It cuts off your airway also. So when you do that, if you held it for longer than, I guess what you used to tell us was longer than 7 seconds, then you start. That's until you might want to let go. They did a choke that hinders your ability to control yourself, because he actually went into a seizure at one point because of the choke. They did it twice, not once but twice. So literally, the choke they tried to administer to him was if they had done it any more than they did already previously, it was pretty much death sentence right there anyway.
My God.
So, they don't.
When you outright.
Yes, technically it was, and it's not a crime. They can't even articulate what suspicion is, because suspicion is subjective. It's whoever is you're suspect or suspicious. I can say you're suspicious from walking from a house. You could be walking from a house with your dog and your kid, but you're still suspicious to me because I feel like it. So that's not, they can't go anything off of suspicion. So when the police are ever called out to a suspect or individual on any call on just the basis of suspicion, they're not doing their job, because suspicion has never been a crime. It's never hurt anybody. It's never done anything but say that this man is not liked by me.
Hey, let's take it all the way there.
So
it's the same thing with everything else. Suspicion is speculation. It's not tangible. It doesn't exist. There you go. That's all.
Yeah, it's my fear. That's what suspicion is. I fear. I'm afraid. You're scary to me. That's what suspicion is. I'm afraid of you. So whenever you hear a cop use the line, "Oh, we had a suspicious call," you had a fear call. Somebody's afraid, not that you're harming, not that you're doing anything. They're just afraid of you
They're
because
afraid
of
you're
who you are
around.
and how you look.
They're afraid you're around.
Yes, they're afraid you're around. So anything done out of fear leads to tactics that are done out of fear. So when they say, "Oh, we fear for our lives," that's because you were already afraid before you got there.
This call has sent us into a heightened state of alertness based on somebody else's initial fear, and we're bringing it in to this action that we're doing immediately without question.
Wow. And that's what's crazy about it, that somebody can literally just call in. And you know what this makes me think about, though, man? This makes me think about that movie Birth of a Nation, man, and the depiction of black people through blackface in that movie, and how all these people went out and they ran the box office numbers up to watch and see this movie. And this movie was the tyranny of the Ku Klux Klan, along with depicting black people as criminals.
You know what's wild about that movie? Like, we got the eyes and perspective that we have right now, but when that movie came out, it was like a cinematic spectacle. It was like literally the box office smash of that time period when it was out, and people aren't really doing the math about how that's equated to where we are now.
And if you look at life, see, life used to be, the movies used to be an imitation of life. Now life is an imitation of the movies. So what you are seeing then starts to come true in life. And that is exactly how I see this. This guy wasn't bothering nobody. He was literally walking down the street, walking home. Somebody sees him with a mask on and says that it's a black male with a mask on walking down the street. He was throwing his hands up. And because he's throwing his hands up, what does that mean? He could be jamming to his music that he said he was trying to turn down that before the cops aggressed him.
So I thought it was related to the fact.
Before you go, play inside. Hold on. Before you go, I just want you to say that one more time, because he was throwing his hands up, and that's all it was. They saw him throwing his hands up. Mind you, he is a musician, and he was probably listening to music at this time. Like he said, I was trying to turn my music down. What do musicians normally do?
They move their hands. Yeah,
I'll be in the car air conducting, dog.
Yeah.
So as a musician, he's walking down the street listening to music, but he's suspicious because he is a black man walking down the street. Not because he's listening to music, not because he's doing anything wrong. The dude even said that he's not doing anything wrong. So why would you come into a situation, an aggressor, when you know there's no crime being committed for a reason you were being called in the first place? Why are you even going to the call for suspicion? Because suspicion is not a crime.
That was an outright hit. Oh, yo, I got one other thing that takes us all the way home for me. Because, since we're hinging on the whole musician thing, I'm going to be real. For years, like, my mother would even tell me as I was coming up, hey, don't wear that ski mask out, blah, blah, blah. Don't wear that ski mask out. But my thing is, in the wintertime, I play trombone, and, it's like air and the lips and seal and all that. So it deals with moisture on your lips. So it would actually be like really detrimental for me to be walking out in the cold and chap my lips, and like you try to play the instrument and all of a sudden you got bloody lips and stuff. So it was like necessary for the craft. And someone would tell me not to do something that would help protect what I do for a living to protect my life.
Right.
And how ironic is that?
Wow. This is insane. I mean, and I mean, don't get me wrong, like, not saying that any of the other deaths of our black brothers is good, but they had one guy who was, they say was selling cigarettes, I mean, then they got, George Floyd, they said he wrote bad check or something like that or whatever. But this guy was literally walking down the street going home and never made it home.
Hey, so am I tripping that the call? So it actually came from him being outside? Because I had, for some reason, thought the call stemmed
Yes.
from him being in the store. Okay, because I mean, you got the footage of him from
Nope,
the store.
just
all the
being
way
outside.
Got you.
Just him being outside. That's all it was. He was a black man walking outside.
God.
And you know, the crazy part about it is that gets me is I walk all the time simply because I like walking. You know,
As you
when
should.
I never had a license for a long time. I never had a license. So, and I never really thought about at any point in time simply because I really didn't need one because I was living in a city atmosphere, you know, where licenses are necessary and all that stuff. So I used to walk to a bar near me because there's no drive. It's near me. I don't want to drink and drive anyway. So
Yeah, right.
walking is the best option for me. I used to get the police called on me because I lived near College Park. When lived near University Park, near College Park in Maryland, the campus in Maryland, and I used to walk to University Park.
Yeah.
I used to get the cops called on me for walking, not because I was drunk, not because of anything else, just because I simply was walking. Mind you, I hadn't even got there yet. I was walking. Now, these are the same people who said I don't even know if there really were any calls on me at the time because, you know, they like to fabricate information on purpose to try to get, of course, a confession or a criminal act out of you. But this was the same area that I used to volunteer at with my brother because my brother worked at the school, the elementary school there. So I used to volunteer there all the time with my brother. And he's the same area that I could not walk through. So when people talk about, you know, oh, everything's fair and balanced now, do whatever you want to as a black man, I don't know why they're always complaining. There is a reason behind the insinuations and topics and discussions and the anger and the I guess fear that that minorities, especially black minorities, have in America. Simply, you could be their best friend one day, and very same day, you could be their enemy and who they need to get rid of.
Hey man, I've seen it in random social interactions. You know, like you're talking about being at a bar. You're all chummy. You broach the wrong topic, and suddenly, like, the past hour didn't even happen, or you know, the wrong thing gets uttered, or you know, they see you being too friendly with somebody you're not supposed to associate with. And it's really crazy what tips those scales.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. It is really crazy. I ain't even gonna fake, man. My ex-girlfriend went to Maryland University. I go to Maryland University to pick her up one day. I literally walk up the stairs of the front door of the porch. I knock on the front door. I ring the doorbell. They have a big bay window, and the window is wide open. I look inside the window. Whoop, 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 whoop. Police lock me up and say that I'm peeping. My girlfriend comes out of the building. She's like, no, this is my boyfriend. He's supposed to come pick me up. Well, no, we had, you know, information that, you know, people been peeping Toms in the area, this, that, and the third. I'm like, what in the fuck? My girlfriend is telling you that we just got off the phone and I'm supposed to be coming to pick her up. This is where she's at. This is who she is. You're literally going to lock me up for something that you're taking out of context?
Funnier thing about that is they probably have a description of that person and didn't read it to you because there's like a almost 100% chance that Peeping Tom is a white guy.
Man, it was crazy to me, man, and it really it blew my mind, man. My girlfriend's literally right there telling them, no, this is my boyfriend. He's coming here to pick me up. They locked me up.
We have a thing that we normally do, you know, in our community where we all. When was the first time the police? You know, you had, you know, you were you had bad occurrence with the judgment, right? Majority of people, especially black men, have their first adverse interaction before they're 16. Times out of 10, it was not because you did something wrong. It was just because you happened to be a black man outside.
Yo.
So when you come into contact with them, and when you come into contact with them, your first inclination is not they're here to save me, they're here to protect me. It's they're here to hurt me. And the narrative that is skewed all the time, it's like I said, this is all law and facts, is that the majority of criminals are African American or people of color. That's actually false. If you look at the FBI statistics, the ones they hate to talk about, because they always talk about the FBI is corrupt now. That's their main thing, is the FBI is corrupt and the justice is corrupt. Everyone's corrupt because they're stating factual data. You are, for every act there is, except I believe it was like, I think it was I can't remember the exact one, but almost every single, they are 2 to almost 3 times more likely to be conducted by people who don't look like us. I'm just gonna put it, politically correct for right now. People who don't look like us and do look like them. The difference is the way they skew the numbers on purpose. So if you go to a minority community, a majority black community, and you do all your arrests there, except for maybe, you spend maybe 3 days. Mind you, there's a month period. So we're taking a month. If you spend 27 days in a minority community and spend 3 days in affluent non-minority community, your statistics different when you're talking about who is the offender. You cut your time in one community. So all your arrests are coming in one community. So when you make 100% of your arrests in one community and none in the other, because you spent so much time making sure you spent all that time arresting these people, those statistics don't account for how many arrests you're actually making in one community and when you're spending your time. It's a way to fudge numbers and get the data that you want to occur.
Yeah.
When you do a per capita and you do a 1-for-1 basis, that the whole numbers of skewing them to where they look like they're more the aggressor goes out the window. Because on a 1-to-1 basis, there are 2 to 3 times more likely to find all criminal activity, almost every single one, almost every activity to not be of us. Because we have I won't say a healthy, but a good amount of distrust for anything that has to do with us getting in contact with law enforcement.
Yeah, absolutely.
The others do not have that fear. They do not have that fear because law has always been their savior. They're the ones who will let them go with a warning. The ones who will escort them out, to make sure they get home safely. The ones that will help them with their tire,
Hey.
Or escort them in, right? Right.
Yeah. Or is your best friend? You actually know them,
hey,
because you grew up together.
Google, I know you remember. Yeah. Yo, Google. You one of the I'm just saying, you're one of the only people who saw that video I played from that dude. I need to find it and repost it here soon. But they were showing old TV shows and they were basically explaining that the way police are portrayed in white sitcoms versus the way police are portrayed in black sitcoms and what that's all related to. And you come to see that every time police appear in a black sitcom, don't matter the frame of the sitcom, it's to teach you the lesson to be cautious of the police. Whereas in the white sitcoms, they're like supporting actors, and they're helping to move the plot along. They're part of the community.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is the one that always comes to mind. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I see you.
But I don't know. My computer's doing something.
Fresh is the one that always comes to mind.
All right, as long as I'm still on the cast, I'm not going to address it.
Yeah, that one.
Where Carlton doesn't want to admit.
That's a deep one. Yeah. You don't even want to see the reality. He's very many people I know.
I have had the privilege. There's a lot of times people mistake privilege because the word privilege doesn't suit their needs to be as one or be like the other. Because privilege is the assertion that you are not like everyone else. Your life is not like everyone else. You have a leg up from the other person. I am privileged position to know a lot of the legal field and law enforcement itself and within government. And I have one who was sort of like a mentor to me. Department of Justice. He was Department of Justice. And when I moved to where I am now, I was pretty much stopped once a month by the police for a number of things, whatever they decided to make up that day. He advised me that it's better I just move because this is going to continue because that is what they do. Now, mind you, this is Department of Justice, the FBI. And was at one point the head of the terrorist task force in Bosnia for the United States of America. So he's not like the common guy. He knows, and what I know is that it is not based upon any kind of factual information or based upon anything. It's based upon we don't like you. And the reason we do these casts and the reason we talk about law information is because we want everyone to just
go ahead.
Understand that it has nothing as much as it has to do with them.
Yes. That effect, all I wanted to say is I swear any time I ever hear a Caucasian person inject information about crime statistics to explain their positions and opinion, especially considering what you just laid upon about the way law enforcement is conducted in our society, I automatically implicate them as racist, and I let them know the absolute factual reasons why they are. They probably don't even know it, but they got to know the moment they do that, that's what's coming to them from me.
Yeah. So specifics, plain sight from what we had discussed, because I knew we were going to spend a lot of time on this topic. But one I just want to get across is do not let fear control your family.
Question? Or
do not let. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do not let fear control you, simply because your family is the most important thing. Making sure that they are okay is the paramount. Making sure that you are okay is paramount. And if somebody is trying to, let's be clear, it is a constitutional right to defend yourself from any police interaction that is not legal or lawful, as you would any other criminal act. If it was kidnapping or robbery or anything else, you have the right to defend yourself. You have a right to do whatever is necessary in that moment. That is the law. It's also ruled that you can run or walk away from police when they are trying to conduct contact with you, because that contact is requisite of a contract, or you're agreeing to speak to them. You don't have to agree to speak to them. You don't have to do anything. So that contact they want is not something you need or have to do. It's not law.
Nothing compels you to do it.
You have the right to not do anything. You have the right to walk away and not speak to them at all if you do not choose. So whenever they tell you, we want to talk to you, you must stop me and stuff like that. 1, they can't give you demands. 2, they can't force you to do anything. 3, if they do, it's a criminal act and you can file suit against them. So I just wanted to make sure, those things are clear, because and legal are not the same thing. People try to assume
slavery was legal. Not. The Holocaust was legal. Were they right? That's for you to decide. But the answer is obviously no if you have any semblance of a conscience. Hey, but really quick, I'm sorry, you just chimed in on a thing I gotta comment on. And when you said a very important thing, you said you do not allow fear to control you, right? And I was going for a run yesterday, and all this law talk and all the business talk I had like spinning in my head, and it just like reeled together. And it was like movie reel starting up a movie, and the projection just hit me. And I was like, yo, fear is natural and necessary. Like, it's literally evolutionary history. We had to, like, fear helped us survive in primitive times. However, see, what people like to do is they like to basically say bravery makes them feel like, oh, that person wasn't afraid, or courage. This is the word I was using in my head. But courage is absolutely not the absence of fear. It's being afraid and being able to stare into it and, fight back against the fact that you're afraid. And to that, I was realizing, man, the only thing you can only meet fear with courage. If you basically if you buy back into fear, now you have compounded fear. Fear has now become cowardice. It's perfectly logical, normal. I'll never question anybody who says they're afraid. What I hate are cowards. You bought more fear.
You put fear on top of fear instead of courage.
Mm-hmm. It's the movie thing. And this is the thought that hit me. It was like, oh no, he's behind me, isn't he? Yeah, he's always behind you, just the way you're thinking.
Yeah.
And the moment you can look whenever you want, but there it is.
Uh-huh.
That's all.
Yeah. So, I know from a military standpoint, if you go into a situation thinking you're going to die, thinking someone's going to kill you, commenting that I was afraid, I was in fear for my life, you do not need to be in that combat situation.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't even have the prerequisite.
Yeah, so it is what it is. You, if you are a combat veteran or just a veteran, you cannot let fear control you, but you can let fear control you every day as a civilian.
Absolutely not.
Insanity. You can't tell me you're going to be in a combat zone off and away, and you got to respect the sovereignty of the people where you at. But you here in home in America, military people don't even halfway like to associate with police because they realize what they're doing.
Yeah, that's so true, man. It's crazy, man. And I have the other show, Black Community Podcast, right before this every Tuesday, man. And my cousin keeps asking me, like, what do we do to build and bring the Black community back, like, together? And I really I don't know, but I give my ideas and opinions, but I don't know. But with everything else around us that goes so wrong and that we're fighting against, it just seems so hard, because everybody right now even feels like Jay-Z selling Tidal was like he's selling us out. You know what I mean?
Oh, let's go. I wish that we would talk about it, because I know a lot of black men who are trying to like bigging him up because they think everything Jay-Z does. Man, I don't know. I mean, honestly, Jay-Z is a lot of black dudes surrogate daddy. But that's a talk for another day.
Yeah, absolutely. But
it's annoying to me, bro. It's annoying to me.
Well, I will say this. Let me say this, right? Jay is about money, so that's where they relevate. That's where they're relevant, and the only thing that matters is money, right? Yep. Jay-Z got a whole nother kid. He got a whole cheating on his wife. He ain't nobody to look up to like that. But at the same time, what you're gonna do is look up to him because he got money, right? That's the whole thing. You're gonna look up to him because he got money, and I don't understand that dynamic. But be you, do you. As far as the black community, I'm gonna say this right before I get out of here. We cannot make our own community until we stop letting other people dictate our community. We have too many outside forces telling us what's inside and what should be inside. You can't have a black community if it's always subservient and dependent upon what another community says. So until that time comes, we gonna be whoever they want us to be.
Yeah, and that's facts. And I didn't know really how to articulate that to my co-host, which is also my younger cousin. But for some reason, he thinks that it can happen now. And also he thinks that the black woman is the most important piece to it, and that she doesn't support our black men. He listening to a lot of Kevin Samuels right now.
There's a lot of people listening to Kevin Samuels right now. A lot of people listen to Kevin Samuels right now. Kevin Samuels sells some real stuff. Some of it he does also to promote that whole, get ratings up type things. But he does say a lot of factual stuff at that also. I had a whole plan to make sure that minorities never had to deal with police corruption in the same aspect we do now, about walking outside and being scared for your life. I had a whole plan, had planned out, and I went to multi-millionaires. I spoke with them on some multi-millionaires about how we could accomplish this. And I spoke to some black ones and I spoke to some white ones. I just happen to be in that dynamic where I can meet these people and associate with them. The black ones were like, the black ones. It's never going to be accomplished if you just have black people to assist you. Accomplished if you just have black people to assist you. I was angry at that statement, that our people were better than that. I thought that we didn't need others to come in and be our savior like they do on so many movies. For us, is have that savior aspect to it. And then I went out to assistance and funding plan. Could not get assistance and funding for this plan from the people that look like me. Now, the people who don't, they say, oh, we're all for it right now. Just know what you need to get it done. And I hated that. I still to this day hate the fact that I know it could be accomplished. We weren't in control of it. So as long as we were being subjugated to someone else who doesn't look like us, it can be accomplished. If we ever try to accomplish it ourselves, it's never going to get done.
And that's exactly what I'm trying to tell. That's what I'm trying to tell my co-host. I'm trying to tell him, like, okay, listen, we have this system that we already kind of, we caught in. We have to be able to utilize that system and able to push ourselves through it, because if we just try to create our own system, they're just going to come and tear it apart.
We don't have the real estate. We don't have the real estate.
We don't have the real estate. Yeah, that's what I'm telling him. I'm telling him, like, our wealth and all of this stuff and everything that's going on in the Black African American community, that's what's stopping us. But also that system, you know what I mean? It was set up that way. So the best thing that you can do is you talk and listening to this guy, you're talking all this stuff about Black women, but you had that experience with them? Okay, if you have had that experience with them, okay, but how do you know a solution for it when you're not even old enough to have, like, you haven't been there yet, you know what I mean? So you can't give the solution like my man giving the solution, who 50 years old, who, been married, been divorced, and, been through all those things. You're regurgitating a lot of stuff that he's saying, but does that necessarily apply to you and your life right now? And if it doesn't, then you gotta figure out something else to do, because now you're going to be considered just like him, which is woman bashing and all of this and all of that. And, and is that what you want for yourself? You might believe in this guy a lot, and, but at the same time, you got to understand that people do have choices. Women do have choices. Do you want to put your daughter in a box? Do you, because the way he goes about things, what's your height? What's your weight?
Mm-hmm.
How many kids you got? Like, and it's just crazy, man. It's crazy.
Let me just say one thing about that. The thing is,
he goes about things.
Topic, but no, it's cool though. Go ahead.
I was just going to say,
it's a lag.
When you do that, you are doing it on specifics based upon what another person's society has told you it should be. He does it upon someone else's society has told him it should be. He doesn't do things based upon society has told him it should be. So when you listen to him, take everything with a major couple of grains of salt, because he's doing it from a very specific avenue. And that's it.
Oh, yeah, I was going to basically tap into what you just said there, which is, he's talking from his own experience. And then you got to understand, when you listen to a guy like Kevin Samuels, you got to listen in layers. Yeah, he's doing it from, he can talk to you from his experience of how life has gone with him, with his encounters with women, but also his actual job is image consultant. This was just a side thing that happened to pick up, and now he's running with it because it's got steam. Everything he's doing is to direct you into his mainstream of revenue, his real industry, which is image consultation. So he wants to sell you the advice to say, hey, well, maybe you just need to talk to a guy like me who could help project yourself the way I'm helping you to understand will better your chances in what you're trying to do. So if you can't see that three-dimensionally, you already lost in the game.
Absolutely, man. And it's crazy, but a lot of people picking up steam on him, man. And my cousin, he's with it, but I want him to get his own way, and the way that he speaks on, because he's like, now he went from that to like, red pill, blue pill type. All these different, man, there's all these little terms within that, man, that are just so crazy, and like red pill rage and all this stuff that he knows, but I don't know nothing about that stuff. But it's just like, forget all of that, man. Be you, be yourself, man, and live up to the best that you can be and what's going to make you happy, man.
That shit needs a frame.
Yeah. And then with all of the things that they are saying that's bad, I keep asking him, because he can repeat and regurgitate that, but where's the good stuff? Where's the stuff that you support? Where's the stuff that you acknowledge and show and see from what you actually want for the community? Where is it? And why aren't you tapped into that as much as you're tapped into this side of it?
Hey, Google. You there?
What's up? Yeah.
Oh, I meant to respond to your post because you asked a very important quote. You asked a very important post, and I see that it didn't attract any attention, which was, what have you done to help impact children in your environment? I saw it. I got you. I'm gonna get to that because I see ain't no one give you no feedback, which says everything I need to know about everything. Why I slandered that lady with the son with the 0.13 grade point average. Everyone, how dare you attack that woman? Well, that's another talk for another time. You know, I'm just saying that, you know, things start adding up.
Yeah.
When you ask the right questions.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, y'all know what we do, man. Hidden Black's Law, man. Overstand, man. We're going to give you the real topics, the real stories. We're going to talk about real things, things that matter, making it home, dealing with these people, these
Entities.
people that take on these corporate, these corporate looks and try to do business with you. You see what's going on. You see how they're tearing our communities apart. And we're going to make sure that we give you the information to help you make it home and stay strong through those situations and overcome them and overstand them. So we thanks everybody for tuning in. I will get this on all the other platforms.
I just tagged this one to Facebook already while we're doing it.
Oh, my man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So y'all already know what's going on. It's your boy Big Bach, man. Everything DMV Radio, man. I'm in here with Google in plain sight. This is Hidden Black's Law, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Yep. Be safe. Love you.
Absolutely.
Hey, and as always, peace.
Absolutely.